These are harsh truths. I wanted to quickly. First, I'd like to discuss the malignant narcissist if you've been keeping up with everything. Fear of vulnerability, fear of losing control, fear of humiliation and shame, fear of exposure, fear of failure. Never had any of those my entire life. I remember this weird shit about Blondie and the wives I apparently had sex with. And I guess he's like classes because he was hell-bent on not giving me my wives, which is funny because that's actually against their religion. And that's something that he can be executed for, by the way. But they're not gonna because he's white. This is just harsh truths, like just recently, just today, probably around 6 in the morning, I stopped feeling fear, and as a result of that, I think that was either my cerebral cortex, the parietal part of the brain may have been pushed so hard that I burnt out all my fear capillaries, so I don't feel fear anymore, which is nice. I've been contemplating death a lot more. I realize death is the only way out of this, but like, I was thinking about the harsh truths, and one of the hardest truths to imagine is the justice system needs to be completely rebuilt. There should be no protections for religious people in the justice system, and I know that sounds bad because people are like, oh no, then you can discriminate. You shouldn't be able to discriminate against religious people, but you should be able to hold them to account. If a religion says that somebody has to murder 6 kids and 7 women, turn the page, that person goes to fucking jail. Okay, or prison, if you're gonna let a religion like that operate. I would say if your religion involves the occult or involves human sacrifice, congratulations, you have lost your tax exempt status and your shit is now banned. Okay, that would be a common sense law. And the truth is, we don't need religion. Religion needs people. And the people that are in this religion are just purely fucking stupid. And they're stupid because they drink lead and they're emotionally stunted. Emotionally stunted goes hand in hand with religion. I realize that. That's why they're in enmeshments and not in actual relationships. But, yeah. Now, when I was talking to the FBI, I remember them basically toward the end of this case, like outside of telling me to kill myself, the FBI at one point literally was like, basically, even if I had gone into witness protection, I would have been executed immediately. Yeah. And they explained to me the truth about the justice system is they have no way to dealing with organized crime on this scale. And the fact that this church can get to this level of organized crime, the fact that they've infiltrated the FBI and CIA and run a massive human trafficking ring, and I guess that's all America has to offer the world is a human trafficking ring. That's it. That we ain't got nothing else. Apparently capitalism's all bullshit. Now I guess everybody can go home and stop fighting over the fake free market. And this is another harsh truth. The free market did not exist, has not existed, and doesn't fucking work. And you know that because of the Great Depression when Rockefeller got his monopoly. If anybody ever says free market, make fun of them. It doesn't fucking work. And it will never work. It has never worked, and it ends in Monopoly, which is what the premise of the game Monopoly is. I do wonder this. Something I wonder is if it wasn't me. Because when you're an altruist, when you're a Bob, people inherently work against you. They see you trying to bring good into the world, and they are not gonna let that happen. And I would argue it could be a Christian thing. I'm just gonna say it straight up. I literally believe Christians love causing suffering, and they're just suffering for suffering's sake, which is stupid. That's how dumb people think. I think there's enough natural suffering in the world, cancer, disease, racism, killing, murder, all these things, that the church facilitates and then goes, hey, it's good for you. It's the meaning of life. No, your meaning of life is you're a spiritual being having a physical experience. You're supposed to have a physical experience. Okay? The only thing the church does is corrupt that. Alright? And the whole philosophy, suffering for suffering's sake, that's a Cenobite. Delicious human suffering. Suffering. Oh. You ever find yourself doing that, you're a disgusting human being. Okay? You're not a good person. You cannot be a good person with that psychology. Yeah. But like I said, I was thinking about this. If it wasn't me, I believe if it wasn't me that had reported the church, I think 1,000,000% whoever would have succeeded, they would have successfully made sure the church went away. Like, that perjury never would have got pulled. That guy, whoever it was, probably would have been white. They probably wouldn't have did what they did to me. Rape, waterboarded, assaulted, forced to eat a corpse, have sex with babies, all that shit. All the horrible, horrible shit they did to me. Fucking, I don't think that would have happened to anybody else. I think that was something that happened when the Bob got involved. And I argue that because I've seen it so many times in my life, even talking people out of suicide to trying to clean up garbage. People grabbing garbage and putting it back out and trying to teach me a lesson. I'm gonna get back at him. He's trying to fix things. Like, a bullet is the only solution for dealing with that. Okay? The behavior is retarded. The thought process is stupid. There's nothing smart about it. Alright? Like, and for those of you in the church, you might want to watch this movie called Five Nights at Freddy's, where the children rebel and then kill the fucking murdering, malignant narcissist Freddy. They murder him. And then you need to go to church one day and plot the death of your church leader. And then sit in silence and contemplate and think about it and then do it. Because the only way out of this, I already did the legal thing and the legal thing didn't work. And it didn't work because the sad truth is from the FBI literally telling me we do not have the resources and assets to deal with criminal activity on this level. To deal with insanity. To deal with people who are raping kids and just getting into pure fucking evil shit on this level. Okay? They cannot deal with it. Literally, the justice system cannot help you. The only thing that would stop these people is literally a just man being president and going, everybody has to kill themselves. I'm sorry. There's a Bobby guy a long time ago, he did the right thing, and we punished him. We punished the fuck out of him, because when you do the right thing, you get suffering. That's what happens. We paid him in suffering, and he couldn't fucking stand it. We just kept fucking hurting him, and we weren't gonna stop. Because that is who we are. We have no brakes. I would argue that if the president needs somebody to process his emotions, there should be a third party that just goes, stop. And the president would just have to stop. Whatever he's doing. He could be taking a shit, you have to stop. Like, what? No, you have to stop. And that maybe that would be the only thing that person could say, stop. And the president, like, oh, you want to hurt that guy for turning us in? And we're doing all the evil shit? We're totally fucking evil and he turned us in? Stop. Well, I guess we have to stop, guys. He told us to stop. Like, I think that's the thing about the ego, is it's retarded. Yeah. So, I feel as though I've pretty much done everything I can do. I can think of, like, maybe 2 more things, and I think one of these things just might land me in prison. But I really don't think it matters. These guys murder any girl I like, and they don't even follow their own rules, which makes no sense at all. I don't, like, whatever, dude. Fucking, I remember, dude, hey, you guys got, like, a pamphlet you can hand out so that people know the rules? No! Like, okay. So they're just supposed to guess. I can't imagine, like, I do know if I ever do talk to Anal Eating Mummy God, I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and he's really not gonna like it because of how I'm gonna do it. And I know the church people will come and murder me when I do it. because it is just going. I am just going to do it, and then they're going to go, stop, please stop, no, stop, stop. That's not fair, and I'm just going to go. This is how stupid you people are. That's not fair. That's how stupid you are. And trust me, it'll cause repercussions. And obviously, I'm not gonna win. I'm one guy. I'm one guy with no assets, no money. Nobody's willing to help me because they're afraid of getting killed. Okay, like. I've been put in a fucked up situation, and like I said, I do argue this is the Bobby effect, though, because this has happened to me my entire life, where I'm doing the right thing, but there's just too many bastards trying to stop me. And I agree, there's the Zoroastrian, I'm not a big fan of Zoroastrianism, and if you know why. But in Zoroastrianism, the Hura Mazda guy says that when there are more evil people than good people will never win, and I think that is exactly where we are at with this. I called the FBI, I told them the acts of terrorism I did as the church leader. I crashed a plane into a rival human trafficking ring. Holy shit, fucking brain fart. Oh, I had these guys that have a grape drink. I had them poison the grape drink with PFOs for the white supremacists. I had a dude assassinate a CEO for free healthcare. I had a guy light a Tesla truck on fire with fireworks for white supremacy. I kept calling the white supremacist crackers, and each time that happened, they had to punish me by making me do something for the crackers that involved just mass killing or some stupid shit. I did other things, but I really don't remember clearly what those were. When I was removed, I didn't even remember being president, but then they kept harassing me about being a church leader, and I didn't understand that. I didn't even remember Doug Boyle's name until, like, last year. They kept, like, to punish me for what I did, and I refused. Every church leader had to murder a child to re-swear fealty to the church, and I refused to murder a child because I'm a good person. And to punish me for that, they murdered the Black Lives Matter leaders. And then they created a legal case, and Stu kept hypnotizing me not to remember anything about what happened on the phone, and not to mention I had cadmium. I needed chelation therapy. Once again, no free healthcare, no chelation therapy. That's how that works. It wasn't that I'm a failure, and there's a big mistake about that I believe I'm a failure. I have not ever believed I am a failure. It is the fact that I know wholeheartedly that anytime I try to do something, people are gonna try to stop me, and they are gonna do the wrong thing no matter what. And these guys are so far gone from reality, they are willing to rape, murder, kill, threaten, brutalize, and destroy to make sure that the malignant narcissists at the church don't get to be held accountable for their actions. And even Anal Eaton Mummy God explained to me, you can't hold them to account for their actions. And if you want to talk about amoral, as soon as somebody sets that standard forward, walk away. Walk the fuck away. And I would argue as a church leader, I too shouldn't be held accountable for my actions if they want to level like that, but I'm assuming it's because I'm black. That's not how that works. But I also recognize that the people don't do what I tell them. They can literally refuse, even though technically they shouldn't be allowed to. I mean, I'm literally telling you guys right now to go murder the other church leaders. Go murder the other church leaders. Fuck it, tell the FBI I told you to do it. I don't give a fuck. Like, holy shit. Let's solve this fucking problem. We could save America if you would get off your asses. It's all fantasy. Yeah. These are just the harsh truths. Like, there's just simply not... I don't think there's a winning scenario. I think there's a scenario where I go to prison forever. That's what I think, and that's just stupid. Even in prison would just be stupid. I don't know what it is in these people that they are just so against doing the right thing that they, like, I can't imagine being that warped as a human being. But I also imagine, like, there's me, this guy that's supposed to get $4 billion from the church, and they said no. And like, there are people that win the lottery, but now I'm starting to wonder if, like, you ever heard, like, there's that weird thing they say, like, people die mysteriously after winning the lottery. I wonder if that's the church also. Like, they're like, that black guy got money, kill him. Like, great, you know. And like I said, if you knew exactly how far, like, the shit, like, when I tell you these guys did 9/11, that's not a joke. They did 9/11 to get the DHS put in so they can start moving America into an authoritarian, fascist fucking regime. They invaded the wrong fucking country so they could kidnap the president's daughter and then extort them for oil prices. Like, that's how far off the rail these disgusting people get. Okay, they can't help themselves. Everything is about destruction. Every idea of control is about hurting people. That's it. That's their whole stick. Is they've learned that you can hurt people enough, you can keep them from doing anything, and that includes me. Okay. If you can keep them divided, once again, if there was like one good lawyer out there that would help me, holy shit, dude, we could get this shit done overnight. Like, yeah. I think I'm gonna start meditating on my own death and get myself mentally prepared for that. These people have taken everything in my life worth living for, and I've recognized that now. Like, in Ackworth, I didn't, because I just didn't believe they had this much power, and I still don't. I don't think they have as much power as they think they have. They just have enough people to terrorize one person at a time, and they're like, we're winning because we're terrorizing one person. Look at him, he's poor. And dude, one of the stupider things the FBI said to me is like, Bobby, what you need to think about is it's only poor neighborhoods that have churches, and it's because the rich people control the poor people through the churches. That's how that works. You can't put a church in a rich neighborhood. Yeah. But I think when you read off the emotionally stunted psychology and you literally see how disgusting that creature is, and then you remember that this church pushes that, you really understand how completely fucked this is. I have nothing but lament for America, and I have nothing but lament for all the suffering this church causes people. I feel a deep sense of sadness. And I know the malignant narcissists are like, oh, yes, we heard him. We showed him there with misery. Oh! And, you know, they're like jacking off to it. And then they're like, we don't jack off. We only edge and goon because it makes us more addicted and it makes us more addict. And then we need more LSD and then we need more drugs. I'm totally fucking normal. And you're great. Yeah. That's where I'm at with this. I think these are just harsh truths. I think even, like, I might make some kind of retarded attempt at getting into court, but I don't even know how court works. And I'm pretty sure these assholes got a bunch of laws passed to make sure what happened never happens again. So if you guys are just under the belief that I can go into court and say something, I doubt it. Like, I think this is getting pretty close to the end. Yeah. I think in the end of this, Stu will get what he wants, and Blondie will get what he wants, and it'll be again because good people stood by and did nothing, and I think I think that this thing is so rigged to a ridiculous degree in their favor because they are handed everything, and they are handed everything, whereas guys like me actually earn it, and that pisses them off. They hate it when people work their way into anything. It makes them sick. Like, I would argue that that's a big chunk white entitlement, and those of you that just give these guys stuff, you need to look at yourselves and go, I'm helping evil. And maybe start deliberately fucking them up. That's what I would do. Yeah. Sorry.